Welcome to the O.V.G.C podcast, episode 16. I am your host, Soul Zane, and with me, as usual, is SD Convoy, Jeff. And
my name's Jeff.
Filling in for our third slot is Grendel, John. Welcome, John, to the show. We've had you on a mid-month show. Welcome to the main show, the main course, as it would be.
Ooh.
We're discussing today our September game of the month, Maximo versus Army of Zin, which actually was your pick, John, which is actually kind of cool that it worked out that you could be on the show with us to discuss Maximo this month. And then after this, we're going to talk about Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation, which I don't know anybody else that's played it except for me and Lance.
I think Avalos comes out tomorrow.
I know, and I pre-ordered it. This game, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I want to discuss Final Fantasy Tactics at maybe a little bit of length, but yeah. So Maximo, I had heard of Maximo. It was never something that I was like personally like looking for or interested in. I'm really glad that we got to pick this one because it really kind of felt like a Dark Soulsy a little bit to me. A little hard, little difficult. You had to make sure that you played well in order to survive because you can get like killed. You can get kind of like stun locked a little bit too sometimes by certain bosses. Especially like boss like 3 or so. I can't remember when you first fight like a human boss. That was tough. I had a lot of fun with this. The combat was good. The music not so memorable, but it wasn't horrible. I wasn't off. It wasn't awful at all. You could tell that they put in a lot of effort when they made this game. Very difficult platforming. You have to kind of rely on a lot of ledge grabs and stuff for some things. If you grind a little, like you kind of back and forth some stages, which it does kind of encourage you to do, you could find that getting certain upgrades would really help you along the way. One upgrade I really neglected was getting the Reaper stuff, like leveling up my Reaper ability, which I should have done because you need it for the final boss fight in order to actually win. And I was like, okay, well, I only had 2 Reaper bars, and I should have gotten 3, at least 3, in order to really whomp him. Because you can beat him really fast, the third segment of the boss, if you had enough Reaper energy. But it's so Maximo is a precursor to, a spiritual successor to the Ghosts and Goblins franchise. It does not feel like a Ghosts and Goblins game, so it's really just kind of like in the spirit of Ghosts and Goblins is kind of how it seems. I did find that trying to get 100% completion in stages was really tedious and not really fun, especially when the stages got really long and you would have to go through them. I mean, you could take 20 minutes just to complete a stage towards the end of the game. And then just enemies just keep coming, and then there are no like cheap ways to win really, or like quick fixes besides using the Reaper like that, like turning into the Reaper and doing that stuff. But even that was kind of like you're locked into you're locked into your frame of animation too. So you can't just attack and be all over the place, very floaty, Kingdom Hearts style-y. It is tough. Like it is actually a relatively hard game. But otherwise, I actually this makes me want to play the first one before this. I think it could have actually like done a lot better if it had come out on the PlayStation maybe a little sooner than it did. Before John talks about it, because I'm pretty sure you beat it, right, John? If I remember right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Jeff, Did you check out Maximo versus the Army of Zin?
I did not beat the game, but I got about maybe a quarter of the way through the game. Um, where I kind of dropped off was in some of the really difficult platforming sections. Um, the fact that one trip down the hole is just one life gone.
Yeah.
Um, whoo, like that one, that really got me kind of demotivated because it's like, man, I only have like a few minutes to like sit down and play these games, in between, things on my schedule. And when it's kind of like fall down the hole, life gone, fall down the hole, life gone, game over.
Yeah.
Like my save has only two of the, was it the death coins or whatever?
Yep.
Um, that was super aggravating. I did enjoy kind of like the core gameplay felt pretty good as far as like the jumping, the sword play, the ledge grabbing and the platforming was really the thing that threw me off gameplay wise.
Yep.
And I totally did not remember to use the Reaper ability nearly as much as I should have.
Right.
Which makes the game probably isn't as hard as I am currently imagining it to be.
Yeah.
If I start actually using the Reaper ability like you're supposed to, I'm kind of trying to ghosts and goblins just brute force it.
Yeah.
But then nope, that didn't work out for me. So I got about a quarter of the way through. I can't say that I'm completely done with it though. I would like to play through a bit more. And like you were mentioning, I want to see what the original one is like.
Yeah. If this one's supposed to be polished, I'm curious how the original one plays. you know.
I didn't think the music was anything to write home about, but it wasn't offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Visually, I did think it looked maybe a little bit early PS2, like almost PS1-ish graphically. Like it was kind of muddy textures. But there were a few scenes with the lights on like the house that I thought kind of looked pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't stand out visually to me. I thought it was kind of muddy looking.
Gotcha.
But yeah, good gameplay. Good gameplay. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't find myself getting lost or anything in the textures.
No.
Sometimes you can find games that, like you said, are really muddy. I think this game had a really wide variety of visual experience to go through, and it wasn't like too, like confused. I didn't have like bad camera issues either. I did run into some kind of junky camera issues a couple times, but I think that was more or less my own fault from not being like on like the main path when it happened. There's a thing you can see in the video this guy's playing where he walks off the edge for a hot second and then does his jumps. Do you see that? That is a mechanic I figured out early on that gets you more distance as you move.
Donkey Kong roll style.
Yeah, exactly. Except you don't roll, which you can roll in this game. I found out if you double jump in the air or jump in the air and then you hold down R2, he'll roll when he hits the ground.
Okay.
Which is kind of useless. It's almost useless. I don't know what purpose it has.
So as usual, my opinion on the game is probably clouded by skill issue.
Possibly. I don't think so. You sound pretty on the head with it, in my opinion. I think the platform is really jank. I don't like the ledge grab mechanic, mostly because it doesn't always work. That is the you rely on it a little, right?
I have to hit this tiny platform, but if he doesn't grab on, because you're not landing on top of it, you're landing to the side of it.
Yep.
And if I don't hit it just in the right spot, life gone.
Yeah.
And I don't have 250 gold to keep spending on those damn coins.
Yeah, I didn't bother. Anytime I would die a whole bunch, I would reset. Like I would be like, well, I lost 3 coins. I'm just gonna reset and start over. Like I already knew I was gonna have to anyway. Why start over with 0 coins? What's that?
You had to get the gold detractors early on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, see how he's doing the shield that pulls the coins.
Yeah, if you don't buy that shield upgrade in the first level, it makes collecting coins really a big pain.
And the shield throw. The shield throw I used quite a bit.
I did have the vacuum thing.
Okay.
That did help a little bit, but still, like, if you're dying a lot and you're trying to like buy the coins, I think I should have done what you were saying, Zane. Just let your lives run out and just start from a different save. Were you did they have like a manual save in this that you could kind of like save scum a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would save in between stages but
I see.
you couldn't save in between at a checkpoint in the level and then quit and come back in. Like
You
Okay.
could save it manually, and it would start you from the beginning of the level. But whatever your coins were at, you would start with that.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And then you
Gotcha.
So
can
if you had 5 coins in the middle of the level and you saved, when you finally ran out, you would start at the beginning of the level, but with 5 coins.
yeah. And I did notice that when you go through a stage that you've already completed, you can just exit the stage if you wanted to, and then have all the money you needed that you already had, so
Yeah.
without having to beat the stage again.
Okay.
I played without the rumble feature, and so I didn't get to do the hidden chest stuff. So most of my stages did not end up like I didn't collect every single treasure chest in all the stages, which
Okay.
in order to find them, you just have to jump next to them and they come out of the ground, which you probably noticed a little bit. I thought I had to slam on the ground in order to do that. But then that means you have to equip the boxers that search for those treasure chests versus wearing the golden or the extra armored boxers so you get the golden armor suit. I found myself needing the golden armor suit more than anything because I was like constantly just getting my butt kicked in combos. And I also used the hammer through the majority of the game. I didn't like the sword as much. The hammer was just that much better to me.
Okay.
The twirl, like the hammer, like drill twirl, I liked a lot more than anything else that I had when it came to doing damage. And then I also found the bosses were really easy to cheese. Like you could find a quick method and just womp them.
Yeah. I overthought a couple of them.
Yeah. They're actually a lot easier than you think. They were way easier than the platforming, that's for sure. There is a part at the end of the game where I was platforming through a segment that goes up and up and up, and I got to the top and this stupid enemy hit me out of the air and I fell all the way down to the bottom again.
Oh no.
I had to do it 2 times because the first time I went up halfway to find a Reaper coin and I missed it and I fell down. I was like, awesome. And
I know exactly what you're talking
you
about.
know where I'm talking about? It's just in the hive. I believe it's in the hive.
I thought you were talking about the Soul Crusher.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was that. I think it might have been that too. I think I was in the hive though. Yeah, I was in the hive is where I'm at.
Okay.
Is what I was thinking of. But once you get to the hive, and those stages are really long, like really long. And I found that when I finished the stages, I was like at like 1,500 coins like every time or something like that. I had a ton of money when I finished those stages, and I still didn't unlock all the equipment, weapon skills and stuff. Which almost was just kind of useless, like because I didn't even know if I was triggering them or not. Like I was like, okay, am I hitting this? Am I not? I don't know if it's doing anything extra. Enemies seem to all take the same amount of damage. I just had to make sure I was shielding when I was shielding, you know, and having the vacuum shield thing out really made me like shield trigger happy. So I got kind of used to guard. See how he couldn't get up that ledge right there? It's just because you don't know if you could grab it or not. Drives you crazy.
Right.
I had a fall in the early game where there was a pillar that was this thin. And you know, you ledge grab at the top of all these ledges. Well, the developers must have took a geometry piece and just thinned it out, because when I went and fell, I ledge grabbed way down here. And I was like, I'm just stuck.
How do you get up now?
I can't.
Yeah.
I just died. I was like, I'm just dead. That was it. It was weird. I should have took a picture of it, and I didn't. I should have done it, but I could probably recreate it if I wanted to. But yeah, that was obnoxious. Story wise, I didn't mind it. It felt very early 2000s to me. You know, guy gets the girl. Girl is.
It was simplistic, yeah.
Yeah, very simplistic. Girl is
Maximo
unnecessarily
didn't get it.
bodacious.
Of course.
But John, what did you think? Since this was the game you picked, tell us first why you picked Maximo, and then go on to your thoughts about having finally played through and beaten it.
I mean, it definitely stood out with the animations. Like just seeing the Grim and obviously the boxers kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
No, I like the spacing. Is like 3 or 4 levels you get a boss, 3 or 4 levels you get a boss. Um, the weapon choices. Did I tell you that Jennifer Hale did the Baroness voice?
You mentioned that in the chat. I didn't even
Yeah.
notice. She does a
Yeah.
lot of work. I really
Yeah.
didn't know that she was like that much of a professional voice actor.
She is the voice of Math Blaster
Okay.
from way back.
Next awful August title.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you pick Maximo though? What was your reasoning behind that as a game suggestion for this?
I've always liked the hack and slash games. Like you build up your inventory, you get special weapons, you just work your way through it. It is not super complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Like God of War was my go-to for PS2.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I could see trying to play this after God of War and being like, "Oh, no, thank you." Like
Yeah.
God of War is just
Right.
too good, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
know.
Had you played this one previously?
I had a friend that had it, and I never got it, so I only played like a level or two.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good pick. I mean, overall, I thought it was really fun to play and check out, and it was something that I would never have considered beforehand. So,
Did you play it on hard or normal?
I played it on normal.
Okay.
I don't really have time for hard mode sometimes.
Yeah.
Another complaint I have when that hammer gained the ice upgrade, it totally ruined how I comboed everything.
Was everybody?
Oh,
Well, because it freezes everybody with the first hit, and then the next hits do, and then the second attack doesn't do any damage if he's frozen in that time frame for the animation. Oh, it was a pain. It was a big pain. I hated it.
is there a way to undo the power up on
Nope.
that?
No, once you have it, you
Oh.
have it.
Yeah, because it's a benefit.
Once I got used to it, I just had to change how I did my combat.
Let me learn you something.
Yeah, see, he just sells you. See, that's what I need is those Reaper upgrades. But do we have any more thoughts about Maximo versus the Army of Zin before we switch over?
What's IB?
I think we're good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
It was a good game. I don't know if it was like my favorite game, but I really had fun with it. It was nice to play something unconventional that I wish would have thought of. So,
Yep.
all right. And once John refocuses, we'll go to the next game.
Yep. Homework.
All right. So, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes.
I've spent the last 3 days jamming on it. Man, have I fallen back in love with Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm kind of sad that the remake is coming out because I've put so much effort. I put in about 12 hours into Final Fantasy Tactics within the last 3 days, and I've just like,
Okay.
I love grinding this game. I love being really super duper strong. I totally forgot that the enemies scale with your level, with Ramza's level. So if you are grinding early on, boss fights are really hard. so you kind of have to be a little aware of that. So if you're not grinding like a good team together, you're gonna totally kind of mess with yourself a little bit. And then the guest characters that are in your party along with you are gonna get steamrolled by anything because they're just guest characters. So if you have to protect a character, get ready to protect them because they're gonna go down fast. So political intrigue story. It's about fighting for the crown. Ramza's kind of mixed up with his brothers, being like trying to basically put themselves as like the kings and leaders of the nation. But they're like going up against like another set of royals, and then you're in the middle with your friend Delita, who is trying to basically end this cycle, but he's also kind of going about it a different way than you are, whereas you're kind of like in this, you know, I don't I Ramza is not so naive to think that he's going to change the world, but he is also like he wants to do something in the moment to stop them from thinking they have to murder this princess in order to essentially like get her out of the way. It's like if she's like there, I believe she's like in line for the throne, or it dictates who's in line for the throne next. And they're just trying to kind of they're essentially it's political turmoil and shuffling, and they're letting people die for their own personal gain essentially. And Ramza wants to he wants to end it. He just doesn't know how he's going to do it besides just continuing to protect the people he wants to make sure don't get killed, as that he sees as innocents in the middle of this game, you know. Really good story. If you like political intrigue stuff, I feel like Final Fantasy Tactics is like baseline really well made for that. You know, you don't look at this and say this feels like the state of current politics. It's not. It's its own things, which is nice. You know, you don't have to like relate to it. So, you know, it's like there's a corrupt, you know, series of leaders, and they're all kind of in on it together, and they all know they're all corrupt, and they all think people are pawns, you know, and that's just kind of how it is. Like all the leaders are bad, you know what I mean? So, but aside from the story, which I don't remember perfectly, the full gameplay experience for this is, in my opinion, really, really fun when it comes to boiled down tactical stuff. This game does a really good job with it. I do think that it has some issues with like its job system stuff, where yes, you can level up this entire class and master it, but it's basically kind of useless to do it. Like there's no point in having every single skill from every tree, you know, so just move on to the next one that you want to do. I love the music. It's really chill, just nice to listen to, good vibes all around. You know, the combat music doesn't get tiring to me at all. I could listen to it for a while. I don't know who composed it. I didn't look it up. It might have been Uematsu, but it doesn't sound like him. What else? Yeah, I'm just having fun playing it. It feels like Tactics, and you can tell that if you've ever played Tactics Advanced, Tactics Advanced takes this formula and just does it better. But with the announcement of the remaster coming out, I'm really excited to see the quality of life improvements, because trying to play this old game, there's some stuff that I'm just like, oh my gosh, they just do this so much better in other games nowadays. And I was watching some of the remakes, like gameplay or battle footage. This is the highest angle you can get playing in this. Like this is the highest angle. In the remake, it'll literally go boop, total top down, and you can see every square from a top down position. And so like objects aren't in the way and stuff like that, and you can see where everybody moves. And there's also actual information, because if you go to act in order to like see, you can't see where enemies move. You don't know what your target range is. You have to know it all offhand, or like check it before you move. Also, if you move and you confirm that move space, you cannot undo that move. You have to commit.
On the OG version, you're saying?
Yes, you're forced to commit your movement. The auto battle is almost useless. Don't even do it. It just makes your character just do whatever for the one turn. It's not worth using. Then I did run into some stuff where I was kind of getting miffed by some enemy AI stuff, which I don't know if they'll fix. But if an enemy has low health and it still has like one or more enemies on the map, that low health enemy will just retreat to the farthest point on the map possible. And if in between that time you can't kill that guy, and it's, let's say it's a chocobo and he's just healing himself, just boop, back to full health all the way off in the corner. It's like, I can't get there. I can't get there as fast. He just runs the fuck away. I have a character that's dying on the field, and if I don't revive him, he's gone forever. If they hit 0 and they turn into a crystal, they're dead. Dead. They're gone. They don't come back.
I was gonna say it's permadeath, right?
It's permadeath, yes. And just like those characters did. And you can pick up that stuff to like get their dropped, like some like a dropped piece of equipment, or sometimes you can acquire an ability like that. If your character's gone, it's gone. You might as well just reset, because it's such a pain to grow a character. It's such a pain. Even the grind, while it is enjoyable in some ways, it's really annoying if you've spent a lot of time on a guy and he's just dead. And there are some points in the game where if you aren't ready for it, you may have to reset like 3 fights or in a row. The first big boss that you come across is like this demon thing like that, and you find out there's like this huge thing with the Zodiac going on. Later on, it becomes less of a political intrigue thing and more like these supernatural creatures or deities or monsters are actually like trying to take over and come back to life in the middle of all this political stuff that's going on. And the first fight that you go to do that is one really hard fight where Ramza gets separated from the rest of the party to fight one other really hard guy. And then immediately after that, you have to fight this big guy. And you have no idea how much HP he has or anything. It's totally random. And he can just target your whole party with big sweeping attacks. I got super lucky and I killed him in 3 turns. Or 4 turns or whatever it was. But I had one party member left. And if they died and they crystallized or something, or whatever it is, I'd have to do both fights again. That was really obnoxious. There's also parts in the game where the map will like erase and backtrack to a different location. And if you have party members who are out on a quest and you want to, and you don't have them and they're leveling up and you're kind of stuck with like a limited party, you have to make sure you have party members that are trained because these guys, like your higher level guys, are gone. Yeah, they might just be gone. And you can call them back, but it takes a whole day for them to call back. And that means you have to move from one map dot to another and then back to call them back. But there could be you and another fight on the way. So why even do the fight? Like, why even call them back? You got to go through a fight regardless. Like, you might as well just figure it out, you know? So you can kind of screw yourself over a little bit if you kind of do things a little bit early in chapter 2 before then. So you just kind of got to pay attention and watch yourself with some of that stuff. And like I said, save scum. Save scum as much as you can. Always save in between everything. Everything you do. Adding equipment to your characters, save. Adding your new skills or learning new abilities, save. Because if you die, then you have to redo it all. You know? Ooh. It's annoying, and you don't know what's coming down the line until it happens. Because even Ramza, as strong as he is really can be kind of beat up. Another thing the game does not tell you off the bat that you have to kind of remember is the bravery and faith system that's in it. So characters will have what's called bravery and faith. Bravery dictates how strong they are as physical attackers. Faith dictates how good they are as magic users. If you have a magic user that has a high bravery and a low faith, he's going to suck at casting spells. He just will. He'll miss all the time. He won't do damage. He's just garbage. Like, so just don't do it. Now, there are ways to like permanently increase those stats, but they don't come in until like way late. You can kind of see on the bottom there that guy's got a 74, like see their bravery and faith. Most of your NPCs that you have will be in like the 60s. You want them to be in the high 60s. That's pretty much as good as they get. Because if you start trying to recruit characters in the recruit stuff in between, you're going to find characters that are like, this guy's got 38 faith. Oh, wow, he's trash. Or 40 bravery. Like, why would I get him? Like, he's useless. It does not go up. It doesn't go up.
Oh, you can't increase it like through the game. No. Okay.
And now it does later on in the game. You can get some items, I believe, that do increase it permanently, but that's not until like way late. And then there's even
Is
certain guest characters that are really, really strong until they become a part of your party, and then it's totally random what their bravery and faith will be.
oh, there's an RNG roll when they join.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I know, I know. They could be like super
is
strong,
it
but
possible?
go on.
I was just gonna ask: is it like, is the potential stat difference bad enough where, I guess, is it like Pokemon level where if I'm just gonna casually play through, if my Pokemon has bad stats, it's okay if I just use type advantage, I can still blast through the game?
No,
Or is it like, no, you need to have good stats on these
you
guys?
need to have good stats. You will, it
Okay.
will suffer. You will suffer going through the game with characters with low bravery and
So
low
no
faith.
no casual just running through it. You gotta make sure that you're paying attention.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Um, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. If their faith or bravery gets too high above 90, they will leave the party. Oh, goodness gracious! I
They're too
wasn't. I
faithful.
wasn't
Too
sure.
spiritual, guys.
I
Hi.
didn't know, but that's terrifying to know. So just don't increase it. Like just don't do it. I know you can do it in the game. I just don't know how. And as now that Lance has pointed that out, I'm not gonna do it. So, but I am excited for the remake. Did you either of you guys play Final Fantasy Tactics or at least check it out or anything?
I fired up my PSP, but my battery was not holding a charge, so I had a saved file, but I never could really play it long term.
Got it. Yeah, it's a little hard
Those
to get into this game because it's so unavailable.
I'm kind of excited for the remake for that reason.
Yeah, likewise. I am 100% going to play the remake, and I will be posting about it in the O.V.G.C chat for Final Fantasy Tactics. So it's going to be a twofer for me for quarterly because I'm going to keep going through Tactics. Because right now I'm on chapter 3. I don't know how many full chapters there are. I don't remember how many chapters there are in Final Fantasy Tactics. If somebody does, post in the chat. But I'm totally okay restarting and playing through a more modern version. I don't mind the pixel art stuff, but the remake looks really nice. And it's all voice acted, which is really cool. John, did you check it out at all or no?
I did not. I looked at getting it on my phone because then I would just play it throughout the summer or whatever, but I never end up pulling the trigger.
Yeah, no, it's too expensive. The phone version is
Yeah,
like what, $20?
something like that.
Yeah,
I
wow.
think I saw it for like 12 one time. So
I downloaded a ROM and was trying to play it on my phone. It was way too hard just to play it on the
yeah,
BPSXPP.
I've debated on the backbone, but
Yeah.
nah.
It wasn't fun to play on it. Just trying to use the touchscreen stuff was not enjoyable. Having fast forward though, I would 100% play this whole game on fast forward. Just let the
Okay.
characters shuffle in place like crazy, and just play it on fast forward because you have to. If you move a space, you have to go attack. Move your turn. If it's like just get there. Like oh, we lost John.
Uh-oh.
But I
Come
think
back.
I've kind of said all I want to say about Final Fantasy Tactics. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I played a lot of it when I was a kid. It was really fun to play this again because I could actually pay attention to the story. And I was like, wow, actually, I kind of really like the story. Like the way this is going. It looks good. And when I was a kid, I had no tolerance for reading. I was just interested in the gameplay a lot of times.
Smashing the button.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be right back. My cat is yelling at my door outside. So hold on 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, my computer just shut down. So
Oh. We getting the cell phone feed then?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So did you play Red Seal, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm Red Steel 2, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm playing it on the Wii U. Got my big old double wide sensor bar now, and it's pretty fun. I've been enjoying it so far.
I'm debating on picking it up. I gotta get my Wii set up though.
It's kind of
All
I don't want to say basic, but like it feels very Ubisofty, I guess, in a way.
right. All right. What should we start with, the monthly or the quarterly games, guys?
Ooh, good question.
See.
Let's do the. You want to do the quarterly first?
Yeah, let's do the quarterly. There's less of them.
Save the spooky stuff for last.
Yeah, the good themed stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of good stuff, Final Fantasy VII is our first game on this list.
Ooh, yeah.
Is this the first time somebody suggested FF7? I think it is. The classic.
I think so.
Not a game you can't just play the remake. It's not the same game. So sorry anybody who wants to do that. If this kid's picked, you got to play the OG FF7. Whatever. If you want to talk about the remake,
No
I guess.
Dirge. No Dirge of Cerberus.
It might make you want to play Dirge of Cerberus. I don't know. Or Crisis Core.
It's not the same game. It's not the same content.
No. Final Fantasy VII. It's a classic for a reason. If you have not played it, I absolutely recommend it. Once you get to disc 3 on it, though, it goes by like super fast. And if you get Knights of Round, that'll just end the rest of the game. So you can play kind of cheaply that way if you wanted, but it's up to you how you enjoy it. Speaking of stuff to enjoy, Golden Sun is back on the list again.
Yay.
I love Golden Sun, and we've talked about it a few times. I think this would be a fun one to play again. Like I've said before, you play the first one, you're going to want to play the second one.
You got to.
You have to. It's a continuation of the story. It's just how it goes. Next is Terranigma. I've brought this one up before. So this one never came out in the States, but it is translated into English officially. It came out in European countries. It is an action RPG. Apparently, it's really popular and really well received. It just never came to the States. I really want to check it out. I want a good reason to play it. Besides just doing it on my own. Because I've got a lot of other games I'd rather play right now that I have installed. But Terranigma has been on my list for a long time.
Looks fun.
John, if you're having a hard time staying on, you can... it is
good.
okay.
My computer crashed.
How wonderful. It is not related to Illusion of Gaia, no. Before I move on,
I could see why the question would be asked, though.
Yes, it does kind of look like it. It does kind of look like
I've seen that one mentioned sometimes on like the best games that haven't come to the U.S. lists.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the best games that has come to the U.S.,
Oh,
Final Fantasy IX, once again on the list. I love all the Final Fantasy games being on the list. I don't think anybody suggested FF8 yet, or 10, or 10 too. But hey, Final Fantasy IX is a solid game. I love how you learn abilities in this game through equipment. That is one of the things I really liked about FF9 gameplay wise. This segment is with Quina. This is when you acquire Quina on your team. Quina literally can decimate everybody for max damage. I think it's like limit break or something. Anyways, Quina's crazy. This was my first Final Fantasy, so cheers to that.
interesting.
But a game that also has a move called Cheer is Kingdom Hearts 2. I literally just played through this game like 3 years ago, so I don't know if I want to go through it again this time recently, but I might, just because if it gets picked, I want to be able to talk about it. I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2, though, is like the best one. Out of the whole series, KH2 is awesome.
If this one gets picked, do I have to play the first one really quickly first?
Yeah.
Or can you kind of jump in with this one?
You have to play the first one. You should definitely play the first one. I mean, let's be honest. You don't have to. play the first one.
I know, but you kind of
should.
have
Oh,
to understand the story of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I feel like you have to.
Is the franchise of all time. Das Brat hasn't even played a Kingdom Hearts game. What are you? You're missing out. Oh, you got to play Kingdom Hearts 1. God dang it, John. Why didn't you suggest Kingdom Hearts 1?
I'm like a quarter of the way through it.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the Kingdom Hearts are okay.
Did you play?
I mean, you gotta love Birth by Sleep.
I love Birth by Sleep. That actually is probably my favorite one, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is like the best one. I love Birth by Sleep. Really good. But you know what else is really good? Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah.
Man. Yes. I'm glad this is on the list again. I will 100% play Pokemon Emerald. Well, Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, or Sapphire. They are different. We've discussed this before. They are different. I would honestly just suggest play Emerald if it gets picked. I mean, unless you want a certain list of Pokemon and less story.
Sorry about your wallets,
Sapphire.
guys.
Yeah, if you want to play this game legit, it's gonna cost you.
If it gets picked,
play the one you have access to.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Emerald if you're gonna just Yar anyways.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well. All right. So quarterly games. Here we go, guys. We all ready for this? No, there is no Pikmin. Ruby and Sapphire is on here twice though. So does Emerald on the Pokemon MMO count? I don't know. Nobody.
And the winner is
Yay! Pokemon
RSE.
All right. Look at that.
Pull my analog pocket back out. Nice.
Yeah, all right. I'm ready for this one. I do have a copy of Emerald, so I might play this legit. Emerald.
Could we pull a hat trick and play all three?
Oh man! If you, I'll give you 10,000.
If you complete the Pokédex.
Yeah, let's for a challenge on this one. While you can't, I don't think you can catch every Pokemon in Emerald. I think a good challenge for this one might be completing the Pokédex, but I don't want to say that for sure. I think one of our other members mentioned one time that we going through something with the Battle Tower was a possible suggestion. I think Lance Stryker may have had a suggestion at one point, if he's still listening right now. I want to know. I think a Battle Tower.
Yeah.
Tower.
All right, we'll come up with Battle Tower.
That's
something.
a big time investment if you want to get a complete Pokédex.
Yeah. Well, it's not really too bad, but I think something Battle Tower, something Battle Tower, bronze for each Battle Tower. Perfect. Easy win.
Nice.
I think that's a good one. I think that's a good way to go with that. Perfect. All righty. Here we go.
Yay.
So, that's awesome. Really excited. I'm super excited to play through Pokemon Emerald. Actually.
Me too.
What else I'm really excited to do is play through Resident Evil. The GameCube,
Resident Evil.
the GameCube HD remake, is that what it is? It's also an HD remake too, right? Came out on Steam as well. So this game is really easily accessible. They just put in better cutscenes. I think all the voice acting's the same, but the remake or the rebuild or whatever this has like a whole segment that was added to the game to kind of expand the story a little bit more and tell the story of Wesker more, how his involvement is with Resident Evil or Umbrella, right? I think that's what the whole purpose was for it. Somebody tell me what the hell it was about, because I don't really remember. I haven't played this game in a while. Multiple copies. Oh no. But yes, I do believe the GameCube remake has that extra segment in it where you're constantly being stalked by a creature. That they took that from RE2 and 3 and put it in RE1 essentially. And they're like, you know what RE1 was missing? Getting stalked.
Right. They never remade Resident Evil after this version, right? Like the GameCube version was the base of the remake, right? Okay.
Correct. And it looks good. Oh, that zombie's clearly dead and not going to attack you.
I feel like this is a game that I've always kind of started and played through the first little bit, but always got spooked. So
Yeah. Well, you know what else is
we'll
spooked?
see if I can be brave enough. Oh,
What else gets you spooked is Haunting. Okay, so this game is actually called Haunting, but it's subtitled starring Polterguy. It's like a comedy scary game where you play as a poltergeist who pranks these people or terrifies these people, and your job is to get them. Oh, it's the Angry Video Game Nerd. Your job is to get them out of the house. So you have to scare them enough to get them out of the house, but you have to do it with like so much of your slime meter or whatever, your ectoplasm meter there at the bottom. And if you waste it, then you get sent to hell or something, and you have to recollect ecto, get out of hell, and then you're back in the house. I think that's like the only punishment for it. I don't really know, but it looks really cool. I think that's cool. Like, look at that. Like,
this one's on the Genesis, huh?
this
Cool.
is the Genesis. Yeah. So that's really cool. The frozen cat out of the freezer. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. But it seems like it almost seems kind of too easy to me, but I'm curious once I start playing it how hard it will actually be. Well, that's wicked. Like that. Wild. But you know what else is wild? Dinosaurs.
Yes. The classic.
Yeah, Dino Crisis, the Resident
Dino
Evil
Crisis.
Dino game. It's Resident Evil with more raptors.
That's what every Resident Evil game needs. More raptors.
Right, right. I've been wanting to play Dino Crisis for a long time, and I kept thinking about it when October was coming up. I was like, I'm gonna suggest Dino Crisis, so this is my suggestion. I really want to play it. And then the HD, there's like an HD game version coming out next year, I believe, or something. Is it remake or rebirth? I'm seeing it around. I didn't do any other research, but I think I remember Dino Crisis is coming back. So that's cool.
I see there's a Dreamcast version as well.
Oh, nice. I wonder which one's more expensive, the PS1 or the Dreamcast.
Question.
I think Dino Crisis 2 is actually more expensive. Either
Did
way,
this have a light gun attachment? I don't remember.
no,
Oh, okay.
pretty sure not. I think this game is. There's also like a really cool like T-Rex thing in the very beginning of it, which if I let this play long enough, it'll spoil it for you. But it's really cool to get to. But if you like Resident Evil, play. Hey, we'll like Dino Crisis too. So,
Is it spooky enough?
This is spooky enough. This is terrifying. This is probably the scariest game on the list here. No, that's not true. Poltergeist or Hauntings is probably scarier.
I never completed Luigi's Mansion. Like, I got halfway through.
Yeah.
I might actually finish this.
I like this game. I love Luigi's Mansion. I think I marathoned it at your house a few years ago, didn't I, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
I just sat down and we just played through the whole game in one go.
Blasted through the whole thing.
It's not too long. I think it's a good game, though.
No. I like the mechanics, actually.
Yeah. I think it plays really well, and for an early GameCube game, like it was like perfect for a launch title. Like really made the GameCube super enjoyable for me as a kid. What else I didn't enjoy as a kid was Parasite Eve. You play as an office cop, Aya Brea, and she has psychic powers through mitochondria. So like you are like a mitochondriac being, like you're evolving, and like there's another creature that kind of, I don't want to spoil the story, but like there's a character that becomes a mitochondriac like god who's like obsessed with like the ultimate being, and like it wants to become like the ultimate being and create ultimate beings, and then there's like an entire like sub story about it stealing sperm, so it's got sperm theft. So perfect game.
Okay.
Parasite Eve. It's an
Very
RPG. It's
spooky.
an action RPG. You're like in like a radius thing that you fight in. It's actually really fun once you get used to it. I really enjoyed this game when I first played through it a while back. Um, uh, the story is really good. I'm super spook seasons. But Parasite Eve is really good. If you have not played it, it's super short. There is a segment in the game where you go through a museum and like that's really spooky. That was probably like the scariest part of it for me. But really good. Also, the end has a really good scare as well that I really like too. So if you play through it, I highly recommend. I highly recommend like getting through it and powering through it and beating it. I think it's only like a 8-hour game or 12-hour game maybe. You can beat it pretty fast. Don't worry about trying to like complete it, but because I don't think it's really necessary. But once, like I said, once you get used to the mechanics and the game, the fighting mechanics, it's really fun. It's a really fun game. But speaking of something that's not a fun game, that's really terrifying, is Clock Tower, the OG Clock Tower for the Super Famicom.
Nice.
It's a point and click adventure essentially, but you still move the girl character. The game just got a total remaster for Clock Tower Rewind. So if you want to play like a more updated version, you can. I don't know if I want to. I would definitely like to play this in its original form myself, if I could get a hold of it. It's kind of we have to play it via emulator because it's not in English. So you have to play an English translated ROM or an English patched ROM in order to play through it. The game has 8 different endings, I believe. Not all of them are good. But you can literally like leave the manor like super early if you want to. It has a constantly stalking you monster. You're basically helpless. You have to hide and use items and equipment and things you find around the manor to like basically stop the stalker or to get away from him. Which he's always triggered by like a bow 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 like music thing that like cue that comes in. Man, is it get your blood pumping. So
Dang.
yeah, Clock Tower, out of all the games on this list, I think Clock Tower is probably the scariest. Next is Eternal Darkness for the GameCube. Is Sanity's Requiem? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, that's the tagline for it. You play as like a series of different people who are like chosen ones to battle a god of something, of darkness. They talk about the eternal darkness or something in it. I guess we're kind of cutscene watching here, but I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. There's the gameplay. You're playing as another character in the gameplay. I don't really remember this. I haven't seen this game in a long time. But the more damage you take, the more messed up the game gets, and it starts to like mess with you. In real life too, it'll like make it so like the game will turn blank and like show like a channel screen, like the system shut off, or it'll like pretend that the system powered down. Yeah, stuff like that. But that's if your sanity
That's
meter.
that sanity system, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is what made it really famous. I think
Those-
gameplay wise, it's not like the bestest.
I was very confused when it said Eternal Darkness. I thought they meant the darkness.
Yeah, you are fighting against eternal darkness, or something like that. So yeah, very interesting. I own this game on GameCube, so actually I think it would be fun to play it.
Fun choice then.
What else is fun is Medi Evil, kind of like a hack and slash comedy horror themed game. Medi Evil's been like on my radar for a long time. It just came out. The remake Resurrection just came out. Medi Evil Resurrection. So you could literally just play the remake if this gets picked, if you want to. But I feel like the PS1 jank might actually be more fun.
This is looking a lot like Maximo,
There's
guys.
a lot of
It's gonna get picked.
glitches.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot of graphics glitches.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, look at that. The ground is. Oh wow. Okay, that was just the ground coming up. That was kind of nuts. The chalice can now be collected. I don't know what that means, but it looks fun. All right. So here we
All
go.
right.
Our list of fun games for Spooky Month. We have Dino Crisis
Spin
on
the-
here twice, and I got Eternal Darkness on here twice for being seconded. So spin the wheel, right?
The wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
I'm scared, guys. I don't know. Hey, all right.
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
You
All
like
right, cool. Awesome. I'm excited. Well, cool.
I'm okay with this. Nice.
Yes. I am also satisfied. Good games. I'm excited. Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald for our next quarterly challenge from now until the end of December. And then Dino Crisis for October. Great game. I'm excited. Let's Dino do it. Thanks, Zach.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for joining us for the show. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeff, as always. I'm looking forward to our next set of games. I hope everybody is enjoying Red Steel 2. If you have not played it, we're going to talk about that next month, along with Dino Crisis at the end of October. If you enjoyed, if you enjoy what we do and doing this stuff like that, make sure that you have the notifications for our channel up so you can see when the conversation's going, people are talking, because I know for a while I had those RSS feed going and some people probably muted us because it was sending a lot of pings. I'm going to say this every podcast. Please unmute us. I would really appreciate that. If you're out there and you've muted us from the RSS, stuff is gone. Which I do kind of miss a little bit because I was checking them pretty regularly, but no more. It's okay. Remember, completing games gets you points for leveled up. If you level up, if you hit certain ranks, come with certain benefits. You can check out in our rules segment. You can see what your benefits are for your ranks. Those can get you multiple game choices if you wanted. They can also let you join in on a podcast if you're interested, and add like a third. Like I can third this, like a second to something, or
Nice.
make your choice be chosen. Have two potential pick choices that time. I'm not gonna limit it for now. We'll see how it goes. So. Thanks everybody. Enjoy your game. Enjoy the game of the month. And remember, post stuff, post pictures, things like that. Keep the content going. I'm curious to see what your Pokemon teams turn out to be. All right. With that, thank you everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.